Okay. This is from the 1st of July, and I've been waiting for this for a long time because Happy, a virtuoso with Undead, and we've seen him play some human and elf in various cups, but he hadn't played a lot of orc, and when he did, he didn't look too hot. He played Farseer and Shadow Hunter and some kind of Grunt Raider Walker mixture, even in Orc Mirror. And while his mechanics and micro were really good, it was clear that he lacked experience. But I've always wondered, what if Happy plays more Orc and we get to see what is perhaps the best micro player of all time? And I think you can even wonder whether he's top 3 of all time. Some people may think top 1, but then, you know, you look at Moon and Lin, their winnings, and can't really make that claim, I don't think. But he's really good, obviously. And here was a ladder session from 4 days ago where one of my viewers tipped this to watch and to cast. I don't know the result. Orc Mirror, Happy against FoCuS. FoCuS, top 3 orcs of Korea of all time. Obviously a very strong player. You saw their MMR, 2400. It's gonna be Farseer Headhunter build, it looks like. Yo, Saito, thanks for the 90-month sub with the tier 3 as well. Thank you very much. Alright, so I have never seen him play Farseer Headhunter, which is really cool because before he must have really not been a huge fan of opening grunts, since he pretty much almost never opens melee, especially heavy melee. And Headhunters, they're like fiends, which is his specialty. It's what he's been playing the most, right? So let's see how he micros these ranged units. I think we're gonna see a lot of stutter stepping. I think we're gonna see splitting and kiting and so on. So he's gone with a delayed barracks and war mill after Farseer opening. Actually not too delayed, it's a fairly normal altar Farseer opening with a relatively early war mill into barracks. And we can see that he's also made a second burrow. Building positioning feels a little off to me, though it is a little tough on this map. He's gonna retarget one of the wolves to the other by attacking his own unit with the low wolf. Then you can manipulate AI. This works in Dota as well, as I'm sure many viewers are familiar with. And the resummon of the wolf. So he lets the Headhunter finish the final Forest Troll Berserker. This is a relatively slow tech. We don't usually open like this in Orc Mirror, where we get double burrow, not one, and relatively early Headhunters. Not the earliest, but almost the earliest. And then also a Voodoo Lounge. Of course, he always plays with Tomb of Relics as an undead player, and perhaps did not want to skip that in this here game. This is a late tech. 3 minutes plus, if I'm not mistaken. Usually we can tech anywhere from 140, 150 if you're fast teching without units, or at 2 minutes and 8 seconds if you do a very clean 1 unit opener, 1 unit, 1 burrow. You can tech at 225. Here we go. He starts creeping. No scout, by the way. He tries to say, okay, I'm not scouting to react, but I'll react when I get harassed. Headhunter did get focused immediately by FoCuS, and he loses it because of the ensnare. That helps Happy quite a bit, that the second wolf get ensnared. He also kills the wolf that was still chasing him, gets a bit of nifty XP for that. FoCuS with the deny hit on that last wolf. So he's down 1 Headhunter, and he does have a speed scroll with him, but he didn't get healing salve. So the only thing he got his Voodoo Lounge for, and delayed his tech and his potential second building, be it Spirit Lodge or Bestiary. Thanks for the sub, Norton. And delaying his second hero, it's all for that 1 speed scroll. Ouch, Happy just gave me a headbutt. I was too close to my screen. This is a big catch. The speed scroll here helping, but that Farseer, he didn't need to TP. I knew he was going to survive there. He wasn't sure. I was actually impressed that he knew that the Chain Lightning won't kill him. Chain Lightning, of course, being 85 damage, reduced by 30% because of the spell protection that heroes have. I made an estimation he would live, but it was close. Had he died, it would have been earlier though, so this was kind of the worst of both ways. Did catch a few headhunters, and that's a nice pickup. I definitely think it's worth to trade a town portal for anywhere of 2 headhunters or more. You see FoCuS now going in with the cancel on the healing self and clarity on the main Farseer. Happy getting more XP. Free XP, why not? 40. There's that legendary Happy Micro. He nearly got it. It was achievable. I give it a 7 out of 10 difficulty that's around. Also considering that FoCuS was standing still for a bit. Normally it would be practically impossible, but FoCuS didn't look for just a second. He almost had it. Not this time. And he continues where he left off. Continues to creep the Goblin Shop. 5 seconds on the cooldown for the Feral Spirit. He's gonna just tank with his Farseer. Pop 1 healing salve most likely. And be on his merry way. And I'm just gonna make a guess. It's very important to guess for predictions to learn from it. I would say he's gonna try to go for the Ogre Lord. That was my guess, even though I was slow to get around to the point. And is FoCuS doing the same thing? FoCuS's second hero should be faster. His build is most likely going to be cleaner. At least more greedy, maybe. Not necessarily cleaner. Happy did get something out of it. This looks very awkward. Yeah, he panicked and made extra illusions just to try to get the surround. He didn't get it on time. It looks like there's a second hero coming. It's the Tauren Chieftain. And he's gone to tier 3 immediately and is now making what I believe is a Spirit Launch. That's a bad Farseer positioning for FoCuS. He's gonna end up almost losing his Farseer, but again, micro mistake by Happy. There's the Spirit Launch coming. And it's gonna be a tough pickup, man. Oh, the steal by FoCuS. Oh, that feels raw. Does get his own Tome of Agility and the Ogre Mage, and he picks up an item which is that Claws of Attack plus 12. Oh, there we go. Plus 5 strength, plus 5 intelligence. Amulet of Valor, I believe it's called, on Tauren Chieftain. Pretty good item for TC. Bonus 5 damage, bonus 125 health, and plus 75 mana, and of course health and mana regen. You saw Happy trying to flex his micro there with his Tauren Chieftain. He did a fake War Stomp to try to sell the idea of a stun incoming. You can actually animation cancel and make people use invulns when they see the War Stomp animation when you never intended to use the mana for it anyway. This one lacked real menace because he was not in range for the War Stomp anyway. The TC was too far away. Looks like 1 peon died to the AFK Feral Spirit Wolf harass by FoCuS. There's going to be a stomp. He's going to focus the Shaman immediately. Good priority. Good targeting there. Gotta be careful that he doesn't lose his own Tauren Chieftain to FoCuS's TC. Good splitting. Expecting nothing less from Happy here. He's gonna pull back every unit that gets attacked, leaving units essentially to fend for themselves. I can imagine that a lot of people watching here may feel uncomfortable to send units in every direction, thinking, how do I keep track of where they are? How do I know they're not dying? Well, they are dying, but you are, I guess, committing your opponent to travel quite a bit in order to find them all. Happy lost 2 headhunters, and he's gonna most likely trade very well here, because all the other headhunters are not being splitted, which allows his heroes to just have a ball, have a go at these HH. Having said that, I look at the food count. Happy lost a lot more than I expected. Off screen, he lost a bunch of headhunters as well. So, fancy schmancy, but perhaps not 100% working out the right way. In the end, it was a big trade where both ended up losing a lot of units. I think Happy, he lost 2 visibly. And if I were to look at his food count, I would say he lost another 2 to 3 in his base or so. Most of his food source is now coming from his heroes and peons, as a 3rd hero is in production. I would definitely become an instant Borscht Breakfaster, if that's a Blade third. I don't think it's going to be a Blade Master third. I think it's going to be a Shadow Hunter coming up. Ring of Regeneration, pretty good for the moment. His heroes are hurt. But also, we got to start wondering, what is the win condition here? Is it just superior unit tech, unit count, better fight positioning? Is it going to be an expansion or higher hero levels? And it looks like, in true traditional Happy sense, it's going to be creeping. We can see that Happy is doing no scouting at all. Perhaps he doesn't care to develop his orc level of play to the same level that he has been developing his undead play, because he doesn't feel like it's as vital for him. This is maybe something he's doing as a request or for fun, and not with the same level of importance, therefore not scouting. Or perhaps he's not as experienced with orc that he doesn't know whether when he scouts he needs to make any changes anyway. He's just going to make this one build, practice this for now, and add scouting to the equation later. I'm theorizing here not just because I care about what Happy might be thinking here, but also because I'm trying to teach you guys ways to practice where none of these methods may necessarily be correct for you, but they could be. You may want to actually sometimes practice like that, where you say, no scouting yet. First, I want to see the 10 different things I could lose to. Then I start to check what they are looking like and how to and when to scout for them. Then I start scouting. I've done that in the past before. To do it like that. I could lose to chimeras, bears, or huntresses. Here's what it looks like. Here's when they make the thing that shows what it looks like. So that's when I'm going to scout from now on. That's when I'm going to scout from now on. And until you know that, when you scout, you see Ancient of Lore. Well, if you don't know what an Ancient of Lore produces, then it doesn't do you much good. Didn't read the manual. So that's just something that you can use in any game you want to try to get better at. You try to just come up with a comfortable way to play, and you start adding levels and layers of difficulty as you go, as you figure out more and more. But I'm not saying that's what he's doing here per se. And that's a big ambush there by FoCuS. Invisibility, Tauren Chieftain both had their designs on this here Red Drake. He's going to try to do War Stomp and Hex Focus Fire on that TC that ran away, which makes me feel like, hey, your peons are dying, by the way. Hey, maybe you didn't have Potion of Invulnerability on the TC. That's some bloodlusted wolves. Very difficult for an inexperienced orc to actually deal with effectively. You want to counter this by leaving one shaman at home so you can purge the wolves, pick up some XP and keep them safe. But of course, he's got no shamans right now. That's one. Towers usually are not effective as a counter because the wolves come more frequently than once every minute, which means the next set of wolves, which by the way I'm expecting, in 3 seconds or so, there we go, is gonna be there before the tower finishes. And by the time you deal with them, again, it's gonna be coming again to cancel your tower and then kill your peons. Nom 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 nom. Good creeping though by Happy. He's creeping like a fiend. His wolves, I mean, next wolves are gonna come again soon, right? There we go. Never time to make a tower. Happy is gonna TP this time. He's satisfied with his exploits on the map. A lot of creeping. And that is his win condition here. We can safely assume that FoCuS at this time is 50 food. I would say with about 4 shamans, rest headhunters, and perhaps he may even be considering to add a Tauren Totem and Torrents. Because it's now such a waiting game, he may feel like he has had that freedom to develop a 3rd unit tech and have that be his win condition. Because I think Happy's heroes are better, more leveled, because he's been constantly sacrificing lumber income. 4-3-2. 4-3-2 on his heroes. We don't know to what degree they are developed beyond that. Looks like FoCuS will be clearing up those 2 creeps. That's going to give him a nifty bit of experience to close the gap a bit. But of course, Happy will always have more items, right? He got all the big red items. Devotion Aura, +5/+5 Strength Int, and what else did he get? Scourge Bone Chimes, but he sold it. So he got the money and the value of all those big items. Really shocked. Shocked? Yeah, I don't know if shocked is the right word. Surprised that Happy is not scouting the main base at all. You do want to know if torrents are coming, or if it's just going to be more of the same. Is it 3-0 headhunters? Are you going to go into doctors as well? Split up your wolves, one via the left side, one via the right side, and get some eyes on that main base. You keep your wolves together, the chance that they both run into Shaman Purge, even greater. It's definitely too late to think about expansion for both players. There's too much scouting available. There's too much value riding on the next battle. That expansion at this time would just create an anti-timing of strength. You've got peak performance, you've got bottom performance. Expansion leads to bottom performance. Looks like his wolf is going to get purged. Happy did not manage to purge these two wolves. They timed out first. Awkward positioning on his unit count. This is a very Happy thing to do. Also as an undead. Camp on one base. Stay on 50. But not overly greedy. Not like Moon or I might do. With 2,000 gold in the bank. Now Happy typically guns for a 60 food timing, even in a tiebreaker situation, 1 versus 1 base. 60 food, 65, 70. Yeah, in the super late game when the gold mine is empty, he definitely turtles a lot. But he also had a read that there was going to be an attack. Both get a war stomp against each other, so there's no follow-up damage. There's no Bloodlust cast yet on Happy's headhunters at this time. He does do a hex on the stomp, delaying the next war stomp. Both get purged. That could be a Shadow Hunter assassination. He doesn't have a chance to heal it in time. His own TC was hexed. He couldn't stomp to reduce damage. Invulnerability now on FoCuS's TC. Happy's TC. Invul is still active. He had the greater invul. Looks like FoCuS will actually get the next stomp against his TC. No, he's going to focus on the unit clump. Now there's the Shadow Hunter focus fire in return. TC gets level 4. Farseer might be level 5 soon, but FoCuS is killing way more units. Is there a mana pot on this Tauren Chieftain? There's still a stomp available for FoCuS. There is Farseer 5 though. Big wolves coming up. Some of them can get purged. There's still mana for the shamans. Wolves not doing as much. The second charge, probably going to be doing a lot more. Where's the mana pot? There's a heal pot. He's not doing any item greed, dropping items or anything like that. And there are the counter wolves level 3. This should be game. FoCuS looks like has broken through the defenses here of Happy. He tried to scramble to get a 60 foot army. Shadowhunter, I don't want to say out of position, it's chaos, but he was definitely abused. No, you don't get the Farseer. If he had Bloodlust on his Farseer, he would have actually managed to kill that FS. And who knows what else. But the next attack came too slowly. Yeah, losing the burrows to the Scroll of the Beast Zeppelin drop was enormous. He lost a lot of money in that. It does mean that Happy, with all the harass, will have his gold mine working for longer though. So as much as you think, hey, you know, Happy is losing or whatever, he is still gonna have gold for longer. He's gonna attack this and then he's gonna try to resummon, and then he realized like, hey, I can't actually resummon because the Feral Spirit didn't have half-time duration yet. But he did get a cancel on both the Farseer and the TC, which is neat. Never a reason to give up if you're one base versus one base and your economy was harassed, specifically your gold mine. You see you're falling behind, you're trading worse, you have fewer units, but never forget that you still have more gold in the mine. And therefore, it could be as easily as like having 800 gold when your opponent has none. One peon goes down, second peon getting attacked. FoCuS not doing much better against the Feral Spirit harass, losing 2 peons. Sloppy, of course, wolves, quite strong. Ring of Protection was sold on the Tauren Chieftain of Happy. Decided to recoup a bit of the losses that he had. Still making units as much as he can. Voodoo Lounge now getting attacked. That's not something you want to lose, especially when you're being attacked. Nice focus there by FoCuS. Focus fire on them. It's gonna be focusing this TC now. There's the Hex. Good. Hex and FoCuS. No! He kills the TC. Where's the invulnerability on this Tauren Chieftain? Now with a Hex Stomp combination against the Farseer as well. He gets purged. Purged again. He needs one more auto attack. I think that's it. No. Yes, yes, he got it. He got it. The final auto attack from the Shadow Hunter. GG. Happy actually wins against FoCuS. On Concealed Hill. On the back foot the whole game. Never even went near FoCuS's main base with his actual army. He won by defending. I was not expecting this turnaround. I knew it was possible, but oh man, losing your TC like that.